Sexy ash and blue cape. Okay. Dan, name some of your favorite StarCraft 2 pros. Please don't say Idra. No, I've never liked Idra. I've had moments where I was like, wow, respect, he can play well, but I've never been his fan. Let's see, I've always been a fan of DRG ever since probably like 6 months ago when I just had so much trouble as a Zerg player killing Terran. And DRG was nicknamed the Terran Killer. And I was like, oh, and I need to watch this game. And I started watching this game because he did so well. And just to see him get so close at so many tournaments to almost winning so many. DRG is Don Regu. He's a Korean. He's actually a lot bigger than I thought. I met him at MLG and I got a picture with him. It was awesome. So that was super sick. Marine King he's pretty awesome, let's be honest. A lot of my friends have loved him for a long, long time. I thought he was kind of ridiculous for a while, and he never really shone, but recently, well, he just got kicked out of the Code S. He's back to Code A, but he'll be back in Code S really fast, let's be honest. But he's been doing really well. I've always loved Nest T, of course. He's awesome. I'm kind of sad that he's kind of underperforming, or everyone's learning how to play so much better, and he's struggling to keep up. But he's still, for being, older. And if you look at, basically, it's like what Boxer, White Raw, and Nest T are like the old guys that are like still playing, and Nest T is the best of those. And so I think that's amazing. Of course, I love White Raw. Let's see. I love everyone from Team Liquid, but particularly TLO. The little one. He's just awesome in every way. He's the little one. I got to meet him as well. I talked to him a bit. I love his stream, just his personality. He's just such a good guy. There's that. So that's some Terran and Zergs. My favorite Protoss player right now, by far, is Parting. Parting has been doing so well, and I'm the kind of guy who plays with, like if I'm playing, like I played random for a long time, but I always loved just utilizing, like, say, Ravens and Ghosts to their utmost efficiency, like just like awesomeness. It kind of reminds me of like Warcraft 3, which I played a lot. You just have all these casters and all this stuff mixed in your army, and you're constantly tabbing and casting spells. Like when you're in battle, you're just like, you're just don't like attack and hope and maybe a little stutter step. You're literally like casting stuff like all the time and just micromanaging, because it's more of a skirmish big battle instead of just massive battle of stuff dying. So bringing in as many Ghosts and Ravens, or if you're Zerg, Infestors. That's really the only thing they have is a Warcaster, or a Warcaster, a casting unit. And then for Protoss, it'd be High Templar. And so I've always really liked Destiny's play, because I've always had the Zergling Infestor play for a long, long time. I always loved that. And you didn't see it too much, but then as it became more popularized, even in the pro scene, it's like I had the idea correct, I just couldn't pull it off. And so watching them and being able to, oh, okay, so that's how you deal with that kind of push, and that's how you can beat with these units moving around and surrounding and blah, 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 blah. So I love Infestors so much. But then in High Templar are so awesome. In Brood War, and they're just fantastic. And I just didn't see very much of them because everyone just did Colossus play, because Colossi, whatever how you say it, are so strong. But to see Parting start to popularize just like High Templar, and his High Templar just like roam around the map by themselves. And it's so hard to do, to keep control of all of them. All of a sudden, like a big Terran hits, and you need splash damage to kill a Terran Bioball. You need so much splash. And so Archons do a bit of splash, but other than that, you require Colossus, and you require High Templar. Now, High Templar can get destroyed by Ghosts if they're a really good Terran player. Like you can Cloak, run up first, and EMP outranges feedback because it's got like the area of effect. And so, although it's slightly delayed, you can cast it first. And so, perfect microing, Ghosts beat High Templar. Like absolutely perfect, perfect, perfect. But it's super hard to do. And so what Parting did is he invented his play of just making High Templar just run off by themselves. And they're super slow. But he somehow would make it so they'd go out and he'd be like scouting somehow know where the Terran army, and Terran army would push, and all the High Templar that were roaming would come up and surround the Terran army because they stutter step, they go back for the few, they kind of like shoot, run, shoot, run, shoot, run. Just like, you know, arcane gun mages, they, you know, shoot, hit back, fall back, and you really can't catch them with war beasts unless you charge. Especially when you cast snipe on them, you have to charge like 12 inches at least to be able to get to them. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to catch a gun mage with a heavy war beast or heavy warjack. Anyway, so you do that, but then his High Templar would run around, and they'd laid storms at the back of his army, like perfectly. And so if he ran through, it would do so much damage to his army, and then he could storm again. And then the Zealots are charging, and Zealots do so much damage and take so much damage. So they're chasing him, and so he just sandwiches it with huge storms and Zealots, and just like obliterates Terran players. And I think Parting's PvT is my favorite matchup to watch right now. It's just fantastic. I love it. Anyways, enough StarCraft 2. So DRG, Nesty, Parting. I'd say that's my favorite players right now, like of top tier players. And there's a lot of like fun players. Like you love Chef, you love gotta love Jinro and all these guys. I mean, I just love them all basically. But yeah, those top three. I told you so. Oh, I missed one. Distracted. For those of you who don't know anything about StarCraft, probably lost, but I will come back to normal talking now. Let's get back there. So, wow, we got through like 2 comments so far. We've been recording for 20 minutes. That's good. That's good. Yeah. All right. Ha! I just started helping my buddy base his entire High Elf army. He also has not based anything in his probably 15-year gaming career. Yeah. Nagging finally got to him. Plus, it's quid pro quo. Quit. Bleh. He helps me paint his strong suit, and I help him model and base my strong suits. Well, you see, my strong suit is modeling. I love modeling. It's a bit easier with orcs, I guess. But, hey, you can do it. You can make it awesome. Anyways, I love modeling. I love, I don't know, just modifying it and just like, even just gluing it together, it's great. That kind of modeling, but like when you modify it, like, you know, you cut off, like Arlen Strangeways, I mean, it's super simple, but his wrench was like right here. He's just like this is his body. So I like shaved off his arm so he could hold it more like this, so it kind of comes up on an angle. It looks more like it's a big wrench, but it looks more like a staff now. So kind of like holding it out. So, and then it took forever to dry with the glue. But it was worth it. And his other arm's just like, yeah. Smoking his pipe. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him. But yeah, just simple stuff like that, little modifications to make your models unique when you build them. Or like when, you know, like the guy's holding a sword, just make sure they're at different angles instead of just not all at the same angle. Just little tiny things I love thinking about, I love changing and improving on, and it does it for me, for sure. So glad to see wargamers banding together and modeling and basing each other's models and helping to paint. Good times all around. What about a second warcaster? Well, I guess I kind of mentioned it briefly before. I guess I talked about it for a little while. As a second warcaster, well, obviously not until you get to like a lot of points when you bring them both at the same time. But to mix things up, because yeah, just totally different feel for the feet is I'm probably going to bring Siege. It's a bit different because Peace Striker's feat is all about when are they going to hit me hardest, I pop my feet and don't get hurt as much. Siege is much different. It's when am I going to get in range and be able to hit them hardest, pop my feet, and then every single type of damage is like armor piercing. That's ridiculously good. Can you imagine? Okay, heavy War Beast or heavy Warjack, armor say 20. Now it goes down to armor 10, which means each long gunner hit, which is they're easier to hit anyways, is dice damage. Dice damage. You got 10 of them, you shoot twice as 20, at an average of 7. You can kill like 3 War Beasts if they're out in the open. And with the only thing is I don't have snipe anymore. So that's, I guess it'd be a little overpowered. I wonder if I can get snipe with a Journeyman Warcaster. I don't think so. Anyways, lots of fun things to do, you know, and at least, and even the arcane mages, they can cast snipe on themselves or use snipe. They don't need any kind of special damage because they're, you know, can do so much damage. So it's like my feat, Siege's feat with a huge ranged army with like a bunch of piddly attacks is like, blows my mind how much damage can be done if you catch people out in the open. So it does rely on, you know, good maneuvering and everything. However, still possible because eventually they gotta come out and they gotta hit stuff. You know, I can just sacrifice my Lancer like I usually do. Just throw them up front, go ahead, hit them. If you're Warjacks, you get Cortex damage. If not, oh well, he's only a light War Beast. He doesn't do that much damage besides him being an Arc Node. He's pretty cool like that, but other than that, meh. Against like War Beast. So either way, he's great to just throw up front and your Ironclad can come up. But then I'm thinking of putting in a Defender, of course. I guess I have 2 Ironclads, but no, I'm probably going to put a Defender with 50 points. Put a Defender with the Gun Mages. So that's from 35 to 44. And then I have another 6 point. What can I use there? I could bring in, you know, Arlen. Or no, I gotta bring in this. So I only have really 4 more points. Then if I drop the Charger, then I have 8 more points. I could bring in like a Hammersmith. Fun things to figure out. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna get 35 points. And then I'm not sure if we're gonna continue the vlogging stuff. Guys, comment. If enough of you want me to, I will. Controlling the progression of my army going up. I am actually going pretty slow. I said I was gonna like do like 2 battle reports every week. It's like 2 battle reports every 2 weeks. Sorry. But what was I gonna say?